In Cleveland, a massive tornado accompanied by terrifying and deadly thunderstorms was moving eastward. The potential of this tornado was such that it could destroy an entire city, with wind speeds reaching up to 75 miles per hour and massive hailstones measuring 1.5 inches in diameter. We will now hear a report from one of the journalists in the area.
Tornado aftermath is something extraordinary to be seen when you see the power of wind. Remember, nothing that happened behind me happened because of anything but wind. A storm whipping across this landscape and laying waste to everything in its path. The video of the Lake City, Arkansas tornado is extraordinary, but take a look at things like this. This Ford Explorer has been basically impaled by a toddler's bike. You can even see the training wheels still on it. I'll tell you one thing, that's not moving. It is in that car. All done by the power of wind. Look how the hood of this SUV is torn and mangled. The windshield destroyed. As you've seen, this terrifying storm has wreaked havoc everywhere, leaving destruction in its wake. Now let's take a look at some of the images you've sent us.
Pretty good sized tornado in front of us right now. It's like a snowstorm. Our vehicles got major hail damage.
Oh my God!
Something's on fire!
Brother, I just shit and pissed myself.
Lake City, Arkansas bore the brunt of the storm. Mayor Cameron Tate confirmed that at least 5 homes were completely destroyed, along with power lines torn down by the violent winds. The Arkansas Division of Emergency Management is working closely with local authorities to assess the full scope of the devastation. In Missouri, near Pisk, homes and buildings were flattened, but miraculously no fatalities were reported, only minor injuries. In Brownsburg, Indiana, a tornado reportedly collapsed a warehouse, trapping 1 person inside. Emergency crews rushed to clear the wreckage and rescue survivors. Now, let's go together and hear from an expert in this field as they share their analysis with us.
Tornadoes can vary significantly in longevity, intensity, size, and speed. On average, tornadoes can last about 10 minutes and move about 1 to 3 miles, but again, that's just an average. Check out these 2 extreme examples. This path on December 2021 ended up being more than 100 miles, yet another only lasted less than a minute. And by the way, tornadoes spawned by supercells tend to be more intense and longer lived because they have large rotating updrafts and a lot of wind shear. Meanwhile, tornadoes spawned from a squall line tend to be less intense and shorter lived. But let's talk about the size, because some tornadoes wind up being 10 yards wide, basically less wide than the length of a tractor trailer, while others can be up to a mile wide. And as far as speed, some twisters can be practically stationary, while others can move over 60 miles per hour. So that's why we say you can't always outrun a tornado like you may have seen in the movies.
As you can see, the situation is truly critical and alarming, with this storm causing widespread destruction. Now let's go to another one of our reporters who is currently filming the devastation in a different area.
A catastrophic tornado coming through Lake City, Arkansas last evening. You can see evidence of that right here. Total destruction in this part of Lake City. Homes destroyed, trees stripped of their bark, masonry down, cars mangled. True destruction here in Lake City. And this is just one community here in this part of Arkansas dealing with this kind of destruction. But I wanted to look ahead to the future. These images are awful. The good news is people survived here. Many people going to tornado shelters or taking shelter in that most interior part of their homes. But what's coming up next? Well, we have another severe weather threat today and tomorrow. Torcon levels are high. But what about that flood threat? We've been talking about that. That is just beginning to ramp up as more rain is in the forecast. So take note to this culvert right here and how this thing is filled with water, okay? You can see, and that water is not draining anywhere. And we're noticing that all across the area. Culverts just filled with water. They're not draining. But also take note to the farm fields across the street here. Notice how the water is just laying in that, right? That's a problem because that means the ground is so saturated, it's not draining, meaning any more rain that comes down is simply going to fill up in the form of flooding. And the concerning thing is there are many parts of this part of Arkansas and Tennessee and Kentucky, many parts of this part of the central part of the United States could see as much as an additional foot of rain over the next several days. So when you have farm fields that looks like that, and you add another foot of rain on top of that, where's that water going to go? It's going to flood. The Weather Channel has more coverage as severe weather continues to ravage this part of the United States and floodwaters are beginning to rise.